Hi, I'm Dr. Joe Lilley. I've been practicing in the Sacramento area for many years. I got involved in eye care originally because as a kid I had worsening eyesight, and going to eye doctors my entire life, I decided that helping people to keep their eyes from getting worse would be a great thing to do. So started optometry school many years ago, got into a thing with contact lenses called Ortho-K. Almost nobody's heard of orthokeratology. It's a way of improving vision and keeping vision from getting worse. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But I went to a school, interestingly enough, with another local eye doctor here in Sacramento, Dr. Palmer Lee. The two of us had a lot of fun in school, playing, skiing, working at a restaurant together. He and I went separate ways after school. He went to the East Coast, I went to the West Coast down in San Diego. We both ended up back here in Sacramento and have become and stayed close friends for all these years. Well, I practiced down in the Midtown area. He was out in the eastern Sacramento area. The two of us have joined forces recently, which we're really happy about. Eyecenter Optometric is his practice with about 10 doctors, optometrists and ophthalmologists. We do all aspects of eye care, including this preventive eye care that I've been so passionate about all these years. In optometry school, I loved all aspects of optometry, but I really specialized with an emphasis in contact lens fitting, because when I was a kid, I had uncomfortable contact lenses for years. I got into optometry school and finally figured out how to fit contact lenses comfortably by actually adjusting the lens itself to fit the eye. I've been working with nearsightedness and myopia control for years with a special lens called CRT, a corneal reshaping lens. Myopia or nearsightedness is up 66% in the last 30 years in the United States, even higher in Asia. Almost 90% of Asians now are nearsighted, so we're very concerned with kids becoming nearsighted and their eyes getting worse and worse. So the way these lenses work is they are applied at night, and as you sleep overnight, they actually act like a brace to gently keep the shape of the eye constant. And with someone whose eye has become too long, we simply push the eye back into shape, fix the curvature, and by morning they pop the lenses out and they can see fine all day long without contacts and without glasses. The neatest thing about this lens is it not only improves vision, fixes the vision, but over time it keeps the vision from getting worse, which is a very important factor. Most kids, when they become nearsighted, each year I'm upping their power, increasing their power in their lenses by increments, and their eyes get worse and worse. In fact, that happened to me when I was a kid, and I wish I would have had a fair chance with someone telling me about orthokeratology. It would have been dynamite. My wife is a really good example of how this works. Lori, about 15 years ago, came to me and said, my vision's starting to get a little fuzzy. And I said, well, let's go down to the office and get some glasses. Well, she looked right back at me and said, I don't want to wear glasses. Fix me. And I said, well, we've got night retainers. Well, she's a dental hygienist, and she said, well, night retainers are for teeth, right? And I said, no, we have them for eyes too. So we fit her with some special lenses that she would put on when she goes to bed. Pretty much the opposite from the way the rest of the world puts their lenses on. They get up in the morning, put them on, right, so they can see. Well, she puts hers on at night, sleeps with them, gets up in the morning, takes them off, and goes all day long with no glasses, no contact lenses. And guess what? 15 years later, her eyes are still the same. It kept them from getting worse and worse. One thing that I still hear today that just, it befuddles me in a way, people with astigmatism, I mention contact lenses to them and they say, the last doctor I went to told me I had astigmatism, I couldn't wear contact lenses. Well, that was something that I got from one of my first instructors clear back in school many years ago. I sit down in contact lenses 1A and this guy says, stay away from astigmatism. And I thought, 80% of the world has astigmatism. Why would you want to stay away from it? So right then and there, I decided to specialize in fitting astigmatism with contact lenses. It's very definitely possible, and people love it. They see so much better than they see in glasses. One thing that amazes me is people will go to doctors, and as soon as they are old enough that they have to start wearing bifocals, a lot of the docs will say, well, you're going to have to stop wearing contact lenses and go to bifocal glasses. How horrible is that? I say, let's stay in contact lenses and avoid bifocals. There are bifocal lenses. Everybody remembers Colonel Klink in Hogan's Heroes with his little monocle. Well, it's possible to do that same thing with a contact lens. When we do it in a contact lens, instead of a monocle, it's called monovision. Most people can adapt to that very nicely, and even if they have astigmatism or other problems, contact lenses are so much better than bifocal glasses, I can't tell you. In fact, that's exactly what I did when I hit that age.